I've uploaded over 1,500 videos to YouTube just on this channel, so I want to show you the proper way to upload a video, all the different settings you need to know about, so you could actually get discovered by the YouTube algorithm. Now, the first thing you want to do is you always want to try to upload from a computer and not your phone. That's going to be very limited on the settings. On a computer, all you have to do is, as long as you're signing to the right channel, press this plus sign right over here, and you want to go ahead and upload a video from this tab. Now that's going to bring you to the dashboard, so you could just grab a video from your computer that's finished. I've already edited a video, it's ready to go. And here's the video, so I'm going to grab it and drop it right over here. This is the finished video. And whatever the title of the video is, it's going to actually pull that name as your title. And you could always go ahead and make any revisions to it if you need to. I usually make sure the title is the same as what I want over here. Some little extra things that I'll delete are no problem. And typically you want to keep this under 70 characters. It says 59 out of 100. Usually 70 just looks better on mobile, or under 70. So I'm on 59. So this is fine for YouTube. And then you want to go ahead and copy and paste any description you have. So I usually kind of keep it short, but you have up to 5,000 characters available over here. And if you want to add any links or anything like that, you could also add them over here as well. And then next to that is your thumbnail section. So here's where you would upload a thumbnail. And this is the thumbnail that I made for the video that I'm uploading. And if you want to learn about exactly how to make thumbnails for free, I have a different tutorial that shows you how to make thumbnails from scratch. And this is going to be the thumbnail for that video. By default, it will give you 3 options to choose that get auto-generated and pulled from the video. You never want to use those. You want to use the custom thumbnail. If you don't have this option available, you need to go to the settings. Down here, there's a settings menu, and it lets you verify your YouTube channel. So if you haven't done that already, go to the settings, verify the channel. It asks for a phone number, and then you could basically upload these custom thumbnails. If you're planning on growing on YouTube, custom thumbnails are essential. There's no question about it. No channel ever takes off without having custom thumbnails, and good custom thumbnails. Then you have this playlist, which is optional, but typically I've created playlists for different things that I make videos about. So this one is an AI tutorial. So I'll go ahead and add it to that. You could add to multiple playlists, and you could create new playlists down here if you haven't. Basically, if you make a variety of content on your channel, you want to bundle them into playlists. Those help you get more watch time on YouTube. Next, you have this audience section, which is very important right here. This is required legally, so you do have to answer here. And YouTube makes you answer this question in 2 ways. Is this video made for kids, or is it not made for kids? That's the 2 choices you have. So I don't make videos specifically for kids. If you make videos specifically for kids, you do have to say yes. That will sometimes remove the comment section in most cases. It will probably just put it on YouTube for kids, a different app. But you do have to actually answer correctly here based on the video you make. If you make a video for everyone and kids could watch it too, that is not a video made for kids. Kids could technically watch this video, but I didn't make it for kids. I made it for everyone, right? Then you have this thing called Show More. This is going to give you some advanced options that I'm going to go through. Paid promotion. If someone is paying you directly, a sponsorship basically, to make a video for them, you have to check this on. As a matter of fact, this video is a sponsored video, so I have to check this on. And it gives a little disclaimer in the top of the video, and I mentioned that it's a sponsored video in the video. Then this section is for AI content. So if you use content in your video that is AI generated, this is actually an AI platform, so I'm going to say yes. But usually if your content is AI generated in some way, AI voices, AI characters, you actually have to answer this correctly as well. Then automated chapters. It by default figures out any key moments, and it breaks up your video. When someone is watching your video, they could kind of skip around. I usually just leave this on right here. These places too, automatic places. If it knows a key place that's mentioned in the video, it will also show that. You could always check these on and off too if you want. Automatic concepts, this is something that they're experimenting with. I always leave this on as well. None of these kind of hurts the performance of the video. Then you have tags. I always use tags. And the way I use tags is I use a Chrome extension here. It's up here right now. It's called TubeBuddy. I've used it since the first day I started YouTube back in 2017, and I've used it every single time. Even though it says tags can be helpful, they're not going to make a difference. I always made sure I just take the time to do the tags. With TubeBuddy, it takes seconds. So before I used to do research, figure out what tags to use. Now all I do is it recognizes what the video is about. as long as you have TubeBuddy installed. And I'll put a link in the description where you could get TubeBuddy. And all you have to do is take some of these suggestions that make sense for your video, and these numbers that is next to them is basically showing you your chance of showing up in search. And this is the placement that you will show up in. Now, TubeBuddy has a ton of different options besides this option, but I really like this because it takes me almost no time here to go ahead and choose this. And again, you have 500 characters here. I have 288 right now. That's good enough. Then language and captions. If anything is different here, change that. Recording dates, I never set this, but you can. License and distribution. Typically, you want standard YouTube license, but they have this other thing called Creative Commons. That one basically makes your YouTube video available to anyone to download and re-upload and use however they want. I almost never do that, but that is an option. And then allow embedding. If you want other people to embed this on their website, you could choose to allow that or not. Usually you can. In this case, I'm going to leave it off here, but usually that's a great way to get more views. Publish to subscribers feed. You always want to make sure this is on. Otherwise, it's not going to notify your subscribers. Then you have short remixing. Basically, your long form videos could be turned into short form by other people. So allow video and audio for remixing. I could allow that. I usually do allow that. But if you don't want to, you could actually turn that off. You usually want to choose a category and you want to be consistent. So I always, in this other channel, I always do education. On the channel you're watching this, I always do how to. This other stuff that comes up based on what you choose will change, but I never fill these out. And I do choose my country here. I don't do the rest because these are not exams or courses. It's just an education video. Comment and rating, I always leave that on. Sort by top. Show how many people liked the video. You could actually turn this off. Dislikes have been removed for years, but likes still show up. You still want to show them, but you can, for any reason, if you want to remove likes too, you could go ahead and check this off. If this is for a fundraiser, you could add the fundraiser over here. Let's go to the next tab. Now, this is if you have monetization available. So typically, if you are in the YouTube Partners program and they pay you for the views you get on YouTube, you will see this page. If you don't see this page, you're not in the Partners program. I have different videos about monetizing a YouTube channel, but in this case, I will monetize it. So I'll say yes. And then it lets me, if you're monetized, you could review right here where your ads are being placed. So if your video is over 8 minutes, you could actually add more ad breaks like this. Okay, so it's going to show you exactly where the ad goes, or you could place automatically by clicking this. I usually like to manually place an ad somewhere in the middle of the video as well. So sometimes you'll have the intro ad and a second one. So I kind of get 2 ads out of the same video, and then I'll press next. Then you have ad suitability. This is, again, if you haven't monetized channels, but if you do, you have to actually say, does your content contain any of this following? Inappropriate language, adult content, and it will use that to actually categorize it for advertisers that are buying ads on YouTube. So in almost every single video I make, I don't have any of these, so I put none of the above, and you have to submit the rating for that. Okay, on the next page, you have video elements, and you should have this if you're monetized or not. But the only thing I do here, basically you could, if you have music licensing, if you bought music from somewhere else, you could go ahead and add it here. If you want to add subtitles, it does it by default, but you could actually add your own subtitles here and upload any type of subtitle file you have. So that is an option that you have there. Adding end screen and adding cards. So I always add end screens, but I hardly ever add cards. Let me show you what these look like. I'll press add. Basically end screens, if I choose this one right here, it lets you put a video that you could recommend to someone to watch and your profile option right here. So people could subscribe from here. And they had other elements too. So you could add video, playlist, channels, or direct links. So you could choose if you want it to be for your recent upload. This is a great way if you make very consistent content, or best for viewers. I'm going to choose most recent upload here actually and press save. And you could see just now my automated subtitle in English showed up. So it does do subtitles by default automatically. I'll go to next. And if there is any copyright issues, it will run a check before you even upload. Now, this can't check all kinds of copyrights, but it usually does check the audio to make sure you don't have any music that has copyrights. And if it does, it will tell you right there if it has any copyrights, and then you'll have to add or remove it, or go ahead and add some kind of a licensing if you have it. Add suitability, I checked on, press next. And your last page right here is your visibility. So right here, I could go to public, or I could leave it on unlisted or private, or I could schedule it right here for a later time. Okay, so usually I leave it on unlisted. I just press save right here. Then it appears right here on my dashboard as unlisted. So I make sure everything is good. Right now, I might be missing some links. Actually, I want to probably post this tomorrow, so I'm going to leave it on unlisted. And before you change it from unlisted to public, which you could do again by clicking on it, you want to make sure the video quality, SD and HD are complete. Otherwise, it's not going to look quite good. So if you go back over here, you could click again to publish your video, or just over here, you could go ahead and press public and then save, and your video will be live. So I usually leave it on unlisted for a little bit, make sure all that processing is done, maybe like 30 minutes, make sure the subtitles appear. Then I press publish when I'm ready from that point forward. And then when it's all set, if I wanted to make any edits, I could come to this details tab. I could change things about the description, and all the things that I'm showing you is underneath the video. So you could always change any of the settings that we looked at during the upload process. Now, if you want to grow your YouTube channel, monetize it, and even use it for business, I have a completely free training on my website that shows you in an hour all the different things you need to know in order to get more views and in order to get more subscribers and grow your channel correctly. So I'll link that in the description below as well. But right now, you should have a very good idea on how to properly upload a video to YouTube. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.